Shares of Delta this morning getting hit yet again. And Phil has news from the company's CEO in terms of his view of the future and what that's going to mean for staffing at that airline. Phil.
And David, with regards to that, this is a memo that has just been sent out to Delta pilots, essentially saying, look, we're going to have to go through a bidding process in terms of what happens for the current schedule that's out there. But when you look at this fall, they are in dire situation. They have approximately 14,000 pilots right now. They are saying this fall they will have 7,000 too many pilots. In other words, overstaffed by 7,000 pilots. And then when you look at the third quarter of next year, they will have 2,500 to 3,500 more pilots than are needed. That, along with Delta saying that it's going to be retiring its 18 777s, those are the long hauls planes that are key to the international routes. Those are all going away. They're not just being parked, they're being retired. Sarah, all of this together is why you have shares of Delta now trading at levels we haven't seen since 2013. And by the way, don't be surprised if you see the same thing from all of the other airlines as well. There's simply too much staffing relative to what they're expecting in the fall.
I mean, why can't they get this right? Maybe they need to put more planes in the air. Why do we keep seeing pictures and hearing of people's experiences of packed planes where they can't even leave out the middle seat and where people, don't seem to be safe?
You want to go that? If you want to go that route, Sarah, if you want to go that route, Sarah, are you willing to pay 50 or 60% more for a ticket? If you're willing to do that, the airlines will be glad to strip out that middle seat. You're not willing to do that? Okay, well, now you're asking the airlines make a decision. You operate at a loss or you operate at maximum capacity. That's the way the airline business is structured. Now, I know people will sit there and say, well, that's not right. I don't like it. I don't feel comfortable. I had a friend flying from Dallas to Chicago last night, sends me a picture of his flight on American, completely packed. And he said, why is it packed? And I said, they're in the business of selling seats. They're not in the business of keeping that middle seat open forever. And we're going to hit a point where perhaps there's going to have to be some kind of a decision.
Not forever. We're in the middle of a pandemic.
Okay, well, then that's a question for the DOT to say, okay, you must keep the middle seat open. And then you're going to have to see the airlines adjust. I mean, the question becomes, Sarah, what do you want from the airlines? Do you want them to continue to burn through, in Delta's case, $50 million a day? But keep that middle seat open? Well, if that's the case, well, then you're going to have to probably go back to the federal government and say there's going to have to be a further handout here.